Okay, so last thing I want to do is explain how to answer these apply questions. So you should have done the reading on Le Chatelier's principle and temperature, and we're going to look at what these equations look like. So we'll look at this one first. A plus B equals C plus D. So the question is, if the concentration of C is increased, where is the stress on the equation or system, and which direction would the equilibrium shift? So we have to look at C being increased. And if we look at our equation, we can split it in half into reactants and products. So C is right here, it's a product, and it's being increased. So I'm going to draw an arrow over here showing that C is increasing. Now that puts stress on the right side of the equation. So basically, there's too much C. There's too much of concentration of C. So in order to restore equilibrium, equilibrium will shift to the left and create more reactants. Okay, let's pretend this question said if C is, let's say B is being decreased. Okay, so we have B over here and the concentration is decreasing. So I'm going to draw an arrow showing that it's decreasing. Now the stress is on the reactant side of the equation. There's not enough. So equilibrium will shift to the right to create more of what there isn't enough of to balance it out. Okay, so when you answer these questions, I strongly recommend you write them on loose leaf and you use this strategy of identifying where the stress is and then figuring out which way does the equation need to move to balance. Okay, we'll do one more. So here's an equation with some chemical formulas and heat. So if heat is increased, where is stress on the equation or system, and which direction would the equilibrium shift? Okay, heat is over here. And if I look at my equation, I split it in half, it's a reactant because it's on the left side of the equation. And it's saying heat is increased. So I'm turning up the heat. So heat is increasing. My stress is on the reactant side. Basically, there's too much reactant, there's too much heat. So equilibrium would shift which way? It would shift to the product side to balance out and it would create more of the product. So when you go to do your assignment and you answer these open response questions, they're all going to mark them as immediately wrong. That's just kind of the way Google Forms works. So don't worry, I will definitely go back and grade them individually. And I also put the answers here so that you can check your feedback right after you submit it. Okay, thank you guys so much. I will see you for part two, which will be the final thing that I'll post on Wednesday morning. Take care.